Hey everybody, it's Matt with the DPI podcast. Recently we had the chance to sit down with one of our families that we planned a trip to Walt Disney World for. We talked about the planning process, things that they loved about the parks, and changes they would make to their next trip. Here's that interview. The first thing that I wanted to bring up was the planning process, because we did things in a hurry. What was something that was surprising to you when it came to planning for Disney?
I think it was just what was surprising is just how many different things there were to pick, and then also just how smooth it was when you laid out the itinerary and you're like, hey, these different options that are available and whatnot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, when you guys got down there, you guys flew in, and you took the Mears Express. Was there any problems with that? Was it pretty smooth?
Mears was fine. I mean, they were really respectful, and they got us in and took care of us pretty good.
Any tips for people flying in, especially with kids, because you guys have 3 young kids? Any tips for flying into Orlando?
It was a pretty smooth process. Flying in, there weren't any hiccups. I like the fact, now this may be contingent upon the airline, but we got to board before, there's that VIP class that boards first.
Yeah.
But then we get the board. So
you got a group, and then you guys got the board.
Yeah, we got the board because we were traveling with small children. So that was a plus.
Yeah. Southwest travelers. that is one of the big pluses, as long as you have a kid that is under 6. Once you hit that 6-year-old threshold, you don't get it no more. Transportation around the parks. I set it up to where you guys had the ability to use a lot of different transportation. What stood out to you as far as the buses and monorails and using Ubers and Lyfts and that kind of stuff at the park? You said when you got back that you used Ubers and Lyfts a little bit more than you thought you were.
Yeah, it was nice to have the option to like use a bus or use what is the thing, the Skyrail?
The Skyliner.
Skyliner. That was nice to see like everything. Mm-hmm. And the Ubers used them a little more when you're trying to get places a little quicker.
Yeah.
And they were nice too.
They've got a good setup down there, and just after you guys left, they were probably testing them a lot while you guys were down there, but they had the minivans that have come back now, which are like the Tahoes and the extended Suburbans that kind of tote around the parks as well, that have the Minnie Mouse wrap. They're a little bit more. They're like Lyft Blacks, the Lyft XL Blacks. So they run in that $25 to $35 range, depending on where you're going in the park. But you have a Disney driver. They take you to the front gate everywhere, and you get to listen to Disney music while you're in there. So
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's why you go to Disney.
Yeah, but I mean, if you just use a regular Lyft, there's a lot of them that just camp around there because they know they're going to make good money with Disney guests going from resort to resort or different parks and that kind of stuff. So, no, it's a very viable means of transportation. It was one that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew of, that, hey, make sure you had those apps downloaded, because I knew, especially going resort to resort, sometimes that's just the easiest way to do it. One thing that kind of surprised me when you guys got back is you said you use Genie Plus a lot. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about Genie Plus and some of your favorites in using Genie Plus and how easy it was to use the Genie Plus system.
Well, I like Genie Plus because it's all on the app. So you just download the app, and then you have to pick your rides. You get to see what's available, when it's available, how much the wait time is. That was pretty nice. I guess a downfall maybe of that, the Genie Plus, is I think that's just the Lightning Pass in general, is like trying to figure out the 2-hour.
Oh yeah.
The 2-hour window, and then making sure that you're on your phone to make sure that, hey, it's been 2 hours. I need to schedule another one.
Another lightning lane. Yeah.
Another lightning lane, and it just took up a lot of time. You need to know, and then you have to know where you're going in regards to like the layout of stuff.
Yeah, and that's something that we didn't talk about a whole lot before you guys went, because I was trying to keep it simple for you guys, and you got down there and you're like, hey, I want to do everything, and
exactly.
you jumped to the Genie Plus. Which, no, that's great because, I've heard good and bad about Genie Plus, and it's good. You said kind of the first day it was figuring it out and that kind of stuff, and then from there. Now, did you use it all 4 days you guys were in the parks?
I used it, yes, all 4 days that we were at the park. The first day, I messed up because I got it too late. Because I was like, I don't want to wait in line some more. I thought it was like, I thought it was like every other place where it's like, hey, you pay and you're able to do the express lane. Yeah. No, you have to plan it out, and it's all planning in regards to that.
Yeah. So, what were some of your favorites in the different parks? So, you started out at Hollywood Studios, so let's start out there. I know that you had a great experience with your kids there. So, talk a little bit about that.
My experience in Hollywood Studios, I went there as a kid. So being able to ride the Hollywood Tower of Terror with them and seeing how they interacted, how they liked it, that was pretty cool to me.
You were just along for the ride.
I was, I got on that ride with them first. Sidebar, I like how they do the switch.
The rider swap?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, because everybody's not, when you have kids with you, they're not always able to get on. And the good thing about that is we were doing the fast pass or whatever that's called, and we were getting to go. But then when you do the rider swap, when you come back off, that next group got to go straight to the front also. And so that was a definite plus that I liked. But that particular ride surprised me. I didn't. I did not expect it to be such an intense experience. I like roller coasters and stuff, and it put me more in the mind of no, I wasn't expecting this. Like drop zone type. I'm like wasn't expecting it, and I was a little nervous for my daughter, but she loved it and got on twice.
Nice, so. Nice. All right, let's go to Magic Kingdom because. The other thing that really surprised me with you guys is you troopered to the night at the two long parks. So Magic Kingdom, when I set up your photo pass, I saw that you had night pictures at Magic Kingdom.
Yes, we did.
And then I saw you guys posted something, not that I was stalking you or anything, on Epcot night that you guys stayed for Harmonious.
We did.
So
we did.
You troopered through to the night on both of those parks, which are long days.
Long days.
They were. Yes, they were.
So at Magic Kingdom, kind of what were your favorites there? Anything?
It was classic Disney.
It is.
It's what you see when you see all of the commercials or advertisements or anything like that. And it's what the kids didn't believe that we were at Disney until they saw the castle. There's the castle. We're at Disney. And we were trying to give them hints the other day, we're at Disney. No, I don't see the castle. So it was the classics and the parades.
It's so tough on the planning part for taking a family and flying in that morning and then saying, okay, now here's a 14-hour day on top of that. So I didn't want to do Magic Kingdom that first day just to put that long day in there, give you something that, hey, you can go in, you can get into the Disney mood and get those Disney juices going, and then know that you got a big long day tomorrow. I love that they've got most everything back at the parks now. You guys went at a good time. You got to see parade, you got to see cavalcade, there was a stage show, the fireworks, all that Disney stuff is back, which is really cool. What do you guys think about Enchantment, the fireworks show?
Be prepared to.
You gotta pick your spot.
You have to pick your spot. We didn't pick our spot the way that we needed to. We were there maybe 5 to 10 minutes before. You need to be there a little bit before.
About an hour.
Something like that. People were sitting there.
They were camping out a good hour beforehand.
When I did the video for Enchantment, I had planned on being in the hub 2 hours before the show. And I still couldn't get the spot that I wanted because there were already people there. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. It was still pretty.
Pretty.
We kind of had to use the strategy of walking around because there's these, they had the taped off areas for traffic, and we just had to stay in the traffic and keep it moving, backpedaling a little bit, trying to get some good views.
Yeah. So when you guys go back,
Yeah, just be
fireworks.
there.
Fireworks a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Did you guys take any breaks during the day? How did you manage the heat? Because it was blazing hot down there the week you guys were down there.
We did not. I would advise anyone else to do that, to take some breaks. I think it would make for a more pleasant experience, especially with little ones. Just, we were beat at the end of
Did
the
the
night.
little ones crash at any point during the day?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Our two youngest ones, we had the double stroller, so they were passing out on and off. It was our oldest who kind of had to just march through it with us. And you can see it all over his countenance and everything.
Yeah, it's a tough. It's just a tough long day, especially you guys had a breakfast that morning over at the Contemporary, and you guys did have a dinner at Magic Kingdom at Tony's Town Square.
Yes.
Cool Italian place, kind of out of the way because it's all the way back at the front of the park, and if you find yourself on any of the other ends of the park, it's a hike.
It was. We had a little trouble finding it, I think, but we allowed our son to kind of. He was getting a kick out of the map and navigating us. So.
Oh, okay.
It's like Dora the Explorer a little bit.
Yeah.
No, it's really fun. So let's go to Animal Kingdom Day. You guys had Rainforest Cafe breakfast. Cool place.
It is a cool place.
You like that?
We got there more brunchish.
Brunches, yeah.
We did not make the breakfast due to the previous couple of days. We didn't make breakfast, but still a good experience. The kids were intrigued with the whole rainforest.
The
cafe.
thunderstorms.
Yes,
and
the
all that.
monkeys swinging. And
You hear them crying from time to time. They're like, "Oh my gosh, is it about to light
Yeah.
the storm?"
Okay, Animal Kingdom. As far as Animal Kingdom, what were some of your favorites there? It's the largest park, surprisingly, of all the Disney parks, but a lot of different things there. So, did you guys get a chance to ride Flight of Passage?
The Avatar one?
Yeah.
We did not get a chance to
the
ride that.
Avatar one?
No, there was two different
Yeah.
ones.
There was the River Journey,
We did the river journey.
but you didn't do
We
Flight of Passage.
couldn't. We couldn't again with the whole genie.
Plus thing, yeah.
What
Plus
is the
thing.
Flight of Passage?
So it's like a simulator. It's got a huge screen in front of you, and you're actually on it
Soar.
almost looks like a motorcycle seat that you're on.
Oh, so we did a different. I'm pretty
We did
sure
Soar.
we did.
You did Soarin'?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Soarin'.
over at Epcot, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
similar
wait.
to
We're
that.
talking.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Very similar to that, just better technology. So what else did you guys do at Animal Kingdom?
We did a lot. We did the animal.
Safari.
Kilimanjaro safaris, yeah.
Yeah, we did that. We did a couple of river things where we were doing like the Avatar River Trail. We did that. What was the other thing? There was so much. It wasn't as much to do there.
Mm-hmm. Did you sit down for either of the shows?
Which ones?
So they have the Lion King show there, and then they have the Finding Nemo show there.
We ran to the Finding Nemo show and we missed
They
it by a
ended
minute.
that early.
Oh,
Early in the day.
It was like 2:00,
Yeah.
and we
It
were
was
there
really
like
early.
yeah. We went to a Bugs Life one though.
Did you do the Bugs
That
Life?
one was really interesting.
It was 3D.
It was 3D and
Yeah, you get the
Yes.
feelings in the seat.
Yeah.
feelings. There was a lot of feelings
Yeah.
that I don't
Yeah,
know.
that freaked out Braden.
Yeah.
He will not go back to that ride for a while. And then your last day was over at Epcot. You talked about Soarin'. You guys stayed for Harmonious. What did you guys think about Harmonious?
That was amazing.
It is a spectacular show.
It was it was better than I expected.
I think a lot of people are surprised because it's one thing to watch it online. You just don't get the full experience of what that show does because it is extremely bright. The music is all around you.
It is.
And then the fireworks, I mean, if you're against a rail, the fireworks are all around that World
They
Showcase. So yeah, it's really, really cool.
It seemed like there were rockets, and it was just a lot going. It was nice. It
Yeah.
was really nice.
What else did you guys enjoy over at Epcot?
That was probably one of my favorites. Was the light and music show at the end.
I enjoyed just seeing the ball up there, and then it also at the end when it was all lit up. I like the ambiance of at nighttime they had lighting or what is it, like a lantern type thing
Mm-hmm.
that was lit up. That was pretty nice. And then it's different countries, so you get to a feel of different countries, seeing different structures that were there.
A
So
lot of those robots looked so real. I mean, like that has to be a real person.
is that the one with Johnny Depp or Pirates of the Caribbean, or is that a different
Specifically him.
place?
I was gonna say Pirates is at Magic Kingdom. But
Magic
yes,
Kingdom.
that one at the very end where he's on that is
Those
crazy.
were really intriguing.
But
It wasn't the president one, was it?
Yeah, there was the president ones at Epcot, right?
The President one is at Magic Kingdom, Hall of Presidents.
Is it?
Is it? It just felt like it was.
It's
Oh, it
later
was.
it seemed like it was later in the
It was.
schedule, but that
Yeah,
was nice.
that one's
as
cool,
well.
too. That one's
it's like,
cool,
oh
too.
my gosh, they look so.
And there's a lot of hidden things, like in the American Pavilion, they've got the American Experience there, and it's a big, long show. But there's a huge theater in behind that pavilion. You've got the one out front that does all the music and everything, but actually in the pavilion, there's a whole show in there, too, that's all animatronics. So, yeah. So there's just a lot. Epcot's one of those parks that you have to go into each pavilion and really explore it, because in some of the pavilions there's rides, and some of the pavilions there's like projection shows, and some of them there's full-on animatronic shows. So it's just you got to go in and got to explore and figure it out. So
Is that where the turtle show was at? Is that in Epcot?
yeah,
The
Turtle
kids
Talk
were,
with Crush.
Yes. It was like, okay, how's he really speaking back and conversing with you?
So we're not gonna ruin it for anybody, but
Yeah.
no, it's really cool because he does interact
It
with
was,
the kids
yeah.
really well.
Crushing on
You think it's going to be scripted?
No,
No, I mean that's what, as a parent, that's what I thought. But
no, there's a guy.
yeah, I got that after a while. I'm like, this is neat.
Yeah, I've been the parent in that conversation
have
before, and it is very cool talking to Crush. It is extremely cool talking to Crush. So yeah, you had a day at each park, and then you guys got to spend some time at Disney Springs. What stood out about Disney Springs? I think a lot of people don't put enough time or effort into Disney Springs, but it's a really cool area.
Yeah, it's the shopping at the end.
Uh-huh.
It was nice to see everything. Like it was just, I don't know. Go ahead.
Aside from the rain, we got
We got a little bit
we
of
got
rain.
to pour it on.
It didn't
We
stop
got
us from
matching
buying,
Disney
though.
ponchos.
Hey, there you go. The $17 Disney ponchos.
Actually, they were a little cheaper than that.
Hey.
A little bit cheaper than that.
No,
So,
Disney makes their money. If Disney's on it, they make their money on it because they are 50-cent ponchos that have Disney on them. So, did anything surprise you guys about the parks?
Mine was how big it was. It was amazing to see how big it was when you're in like the, what is it, Skyliner? I keep messing that up.
Nope, you're
Skyliner.
good.
When you were up there and just looking out and just seeing everything Disney about it, that was pretty cool.
Anything for you?
this is probably comical, but I don't know if it's the Skyliner. Maybe it is. But how it keeps moving. It's like, just come on in.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of got to.
Oh, we had a little. Yeah.
It's just kind of go put the stroller at an angle.
Slows down for you, but it doesn't stop. It's like, oh no, this doesn't stop. Go kids, go. Kids. But I really enjoyed all the different forms of transportation.
There you go. Did you guys get to jump on the monorail?
We did.
Awesome.
We did. I was telling somebody, I said, I don't think I've taken so many forms of transportation in a series of a few days.
Yeah.
So it was neat. It was neat to see the kids experience the different transportation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of kids that have never seen a gondola, have never seen a monorail and that kind of stuff, and they're kind of exposed, even with, you add in Epcot and all the different cultures. Now, granted, Epcot's not necessarily back with all the cultural representation and all that kind of stuff, but still to see all the different dresses and, you know, all the different merchandise, because all of them have very ethnic shops as well. It's really cool for kids to see that. So, no, that's a really good thing to think about. I asked how did you guys stay cool? You didn't. We had
the little spray bottle that I think me and my son used the most. because we didn't care about our hair. That was.
Yeah, we didn't. I took I invested in a couple sun hats.
Yeah.
And they fan out to about here, and so it did protect the shoulders and the face. And had my sunglasses, but as far as staying cool,
Or going indoors on a couple of couple of shops, just going inside and checking out the different merchandise, really getting some air, but
sitting down to eat.
Sitting down to eat.
Time to eat shit.
So we appreciate those midday.
Yeah, I was trying to time the Florida showers, because that's always something that you're trying to do, is miss those daily rain showers that happen down there, and then figure out a good time middle of the afternoon just to sit for an hour and get some air conditioning.
It was nice.
Yeah. So thinking back, what changes would you guys make?
Mine would be the hotel.
Okay.
Yes. Pop Century. It was good. It was exactly what I didn't think it was going to be. So it was more of a it ranges from different generations, and it like the 60s and whatnot. But anyway, it was nice in regards to the different things, and you get to see some historic type stuff. But the hotel arrangement was kind of different in regards to it being outdoors and you go into your room. I didn't particularly like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a hotel type feel.
Yeah, it was
or a resort type feel.
It was more like a motel feel, and that's what a lot of those value resorts are. You get that motel type feel. Yeah, and then you got exposed to some of the different hotels, and you were like, "What did you do to me?"
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt, and I was like, "Okay, so this was a setup for the next time, because I obviously will never want to be there."
It wasn't, because, like I said, the difference between $220 a night and $700 a night loomed really large in my head when we were playing that trip.
Yeah, it is.
That's massive. Yeah.
So
it was neat. The different. I believe that's where we stayed as a basketball team. Actually, we weren't as interested in the large game pieces and characters, but the kids really enjoyed.
They did.
All of those large toys and stuff like that that were outside of our hotel. But to your question, the one thing to change for me personally, it comes down probably to a cost-efficient thing, or maybe not. Like you asked us earlier, did you take any breaks? Definitely could afford to take a break, or even space it out a little bit. I did enjoy going to all the parks, so it's like, can you afford to add in a rest day when you first get there? I don't know. It's probably depending on how much you can afford. But ideally, being able to kind of ease into it and take it all in that way, really enjoy it with the 3 kiddos. I wanted to get the most bang for our buck, so I kind of understood the whole, we had to keep it moving, because we're at Disney. We're at Disney. You don't want to waste anything.
Yeah, you get that Disney adrenaline, and part of it is, you're excited to be there. Part of it's, how much money you spent, and you want to get the most bang for your buck.
Absolutely. So there was a lot of that, and then when it was all said and done, it was like, now you can exhale.
Yeah.
And then kind of reflect and whatnot.
And maybe for me to get a map ahead of time so that you can plan out your day. You need to plan how you're going to go about your day, so it's not like we had the Genie Pass. It'll tell you that, hey, you can get onto this ride, but then it didn't tell you that, hey, you got on this ride, but the other ride that you want to get on is halfway through the park, and you have to go to the other side and then meet your reservations on the other side. Yeah. So that's another thing I would change, because that was a lot of walking.
Yeah, just a little bit of pre-planning.
I walk a lot.
When you're talking like 18,000, 20,000 steps a day,
yeah,
it adds up really quick at the parks.
Yeah, really quick. Yeah.
Last thing, and I ask this to everybody that goes, magic moments. Yours, I know, is that Tower of Terror experience with your kids. Did you have anything that just kind of jumped out to you, like, this is a Disney moment? Not anything that you guys paid for, just something that just happened.
I would have to it's probably a tie maybe, but it was at Magic Kingdom, the parade. I mean, those are some nice parades, and the fire coming out the dragon's mouth, and I'm like, and we were close enough to something that you normally see on TV.
Yeah.
And it was like, and we experienced it twice. The parade's coming through again. Let's go see the parade. And it was a couple different parades with some of the actions, like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, you had the Adventureland cavalcade, and then you had the full blown with all the big floats and all that kind of stuff parade.
So I felt like kind of like a kid myself. Oh, what can you see? Getting my daughter, can you see? You want to go pick you up? And she's like, he's a superhero. So just those moments where I got excited with the kids.
Well, guys, it was a pleasure working with you. I'm glad that we were able to do this conversation as well. Thanks for watching. If you need some help planning your next trip to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or any of the other Disney properties around the world, let us know today. You can contact us on Facebook at DPI Podcast or at PATM Disney Travel.